The Denver Broncos is the worst franchise I have ever watched in my life. They are terrible. I hate them with a passion. Denver Broncos are winning the game.
All right, I need a big old drink here.
Someone's here and then they pass it on.
Oh, ain't too fast with my turn. Oh no.
What is he doing?
That was a bad throw. 2016 will go down as the best year in human history solely because of football. Hello and welcome to your local teams.
All right, welcome to
Season 2, episode 7.
7. Yep.
It's a lot of episodes we've been here.
Yeah.
In this room. We had one off-site recording.
What was our offsite recording?
State track.
Oh,
You guys had a state track one?
We did.
yeah. We did have a state track one. And then, well, Max and Tate are at Regions, correct?
Yes.
It's Regions today?
Yes.
Yeah, so then this gets them into
To
state.
And so by the time this gets posted, we'll know if they get into state.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a little weird. It's on a Wednesday. Not many times you see things on Wednesdays.
yeah, so we record on Wednesdays and post on Saturday or Sunday. I try to get it done by Saturday, but...
Yeah, that's just how it would be sometimes. Our Mr. Tate Grabo was running. Max was not.
Max was just there to be there.
Yeah, he's still got his footsies.
He's
No.
a follower.
No facts with Max today.
Yeah, so there will not be a fact with Max today. We do have 2 brief segments, though. One of them is encouraged by a teacher, and the other one was Tanner's idea.
Okay, encouraged is a little
Encouraged,
pushing
yeah.
it.
Encouraged by teacher, let's just
So you think it was...
Forced.
It wasn't forced.
Okay, it's not forced, but
It's encouraged.
We could just not do it, and then there would be no
Okay.
repercussions.
yeah, that's true.
But so, first segment...
Weather.
That's why it's on
Well, what are we going to call it? Tan Man the Weatherman?
Yeah.
Tan Man the Weatherman. I like that.
Okay.
Alright, so we're all getting our segments.
So there's a
We'll
big
all
old
get segments, yeah.
storm coming. Reference to Zeph.
That's why the meet's on Wednesday, not Thursday.
And yeah.
This is true.
So it's gonna be a little bit of rain. I don't know how much because I'm not a true weatherman. And a lot of snow. And so today the high is gonna be 63.
You don't need to say today, Nick, or Tanner,
Yes,
because
I
it's
do.
not posted.
On Wednesday it's 63. And
Just start it Saturday.
oh, okay. I don't know if I can do that.
Well, it had the days, Tanner.
Where?
10-day weather.
Oh. So Saturday it's supposed to be a high of 44, low at 25, 8% chance of rain, 6-mile-an-hour wind from the southeast. Then on Sunday, 49, low at 31, 8% chance of rain, southeast winds at 5 miles an hour. Monday, 57, low at 38. It's supposed to be hot that day. 11% chance of rain. That's about it.
Any snow?
No, I'm not looking at that. Not looking until there. But there is a chance of rain on Thursday and Friday, which is past. In the past.
For you guys.
Yeah, not for us though.
How many inches of snow are we supposed to get?
1 to 3.
No, it's
No.
gone up to 6.
Yeah, noise yesterday in class.
He always says that.
Yeah, I
Old
know.
noise.
Yeah,
right?
right.
Every single time there's going to be snow, he completely underplays it. He's like, oh, we're going to have school, when we actually won't.
No. Okay.
Or he does the exact opposite. And he's like, I'm hearing we're going to get 28 inches. And we actually only get 6.
Hear that noise? You're getting called out right now. Called out. But maybe you should play it in front of the whole class so that we get more views.
I'd like that.
We should invite the Noise Boys on the podcast.
The noise boys.
Noise boys.
Maybe
That'd be good.
Noise boys. We could do state track. I don't know. They'd probably be busy or something.
They're always busy. They're the noise boys.
Okay. So our next segment, we're gonna have a friendly little debate.
Brought to you by Mr. Younger
Young
Noise.
So Nick isn't in our class. We're in U.S. history, and we're currently learning about the beginning of the Civil War. So we learned about like leading up to the Civil War, like westward expansion, and then
Nebraska,
all the compromises and all that stuff. And then we learned about the succession of the Civil War actually starting just recently. And so we had a project, one of many projects in this class, and the project was to...
Phases?
Yeah, so we were supposed to create an early war victory strategy. So how many years did it actually go on for the Civil War?
5 or 6.
5 or 6 years. They thought it would be over way sooner than that. So we were supposed to create a strategy
that lasted 2 years.
that makes it get over in 2 years or less. I mean, get it over in less than that if you can, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we were encouraged to take the perspective of either the Union or the Confederacy.
You were the Confederacy.
I was the
weren't you?
Confederacy because the Union just had too much going for them. I needed a challenge.
And I did the Union because I
Tanner
did not
did the
need a
Union.
challenge.
Tanner didn't want a challenge.
Uh-huh.
And so we're just gonna discuss our strategies. So go ahead. What's your war strategy?
I think for my first phase, I said build a better, like grow an army, grow a military, grow a bigger military. So that, yeah. Okay.
Keep going.
Grow a bigger military so that when we do fight, we have more men and more power, let's just say. And that was my first phase. Second phase. What was your first phase?
My first phase was to build more factories because
That's a good one.
the North had a complete industrial stranglehold on the market.
Yeah.
And so there was no. I read there wasn't even a single rifle works in the Confederacy until the war. So I basically put down just like create factories and like war machine producing.
I think my second phase was I think it was grow a better economy, build the economy, so, and grow with the factories and all that stuff. Because in the North, there was a lot of factories and a lot of trade through factories, and it had a better economy for all that stuff. So I said build a better economy through factories and all that stuff.
So my second phase was, and this is gonna give you a little bit possibly of a look into the rest of it. Maryland was already a slave state. Maryland didn't secede with the rest of the Confederacy. So Thomas Holiday Hicks was the governor of Maryland at the time. He was the governor of Maryland at the time. He was pro-slave, actually. And so basically, we're going to send a guy, and he's going to be like, yo, Thomas, join the Confederacy. We know you like slaves. If you help us win the war, slaves will be allowed everywhere.
Yeah.
So that's my phase.
My third phase was blockade the Mississippi, just because Mississippi was a big part for, both of the Confederacy and the Union, because of trade and just to get around and all that stuff. And because, yeah, the Confederacy really needed the Mississippi, especially for trade, a lot of trading from like crops and agriculture.
Right. So my third phase, so again, Confederacy, Union. DC was in Union control. It was the capital of the North. And so we have Virginia already. DC's between Maryland and Virginia. We have Virginia already. We have Maryland already. So the next step is obviously DC, that little circle in the middle of it all. So there's the Potomac River, which runs up to DC. And so that's DC's access to the ocean. And so what we're going to do is so I'm going to just say my next two steps because it goes together. 3, actually. We're going to surround DC and the Potomac River.
By the way, I like your sweatshirt.
We surround DC with troops and the Potomac River, and then we blockade the river. So we don't even need to send ships to blockade the river. We just have waterside forces, someone tries to go up the river, right?
Yeah.
And then we take DC. We surround it.
That's good. For my fourth phase, I said I'm gonna go down there and burn a lot of the fields, like a lot of cotton fields and a lot of corn and all that stuff, because on the Confederacy basically runs off of agriculture, and if we burn the fields and all that stuff, the economy is going to start dropping, and that's what we want. So that was my fourth phase.
And then what was your fifth and sixth you can do? If you want to.
Fifth, I forgot. Should I pull it up?
No, you can't pull it up. Nick, what are you doing?
No, I'm looking at sports lines
yeah.
right now.
Are you?
Really? What was all that tapping for?
You want to do lines with Nick?
Yeah.
Do you guys want to do lines with Nick?
There you go, Noise. That was the segment.
That was kind of a brief look into our thing.
Yep.
Tanner, I won the debate.
You did.
Tanner ran out of material.
Yeah, I totally forgot, but we're good.
This is Bets with Mets. I don't know why I bet, but alright.
Let's do lines with Nick.
I can't bet because we're not old enough.
We are not
Betting's illegal.
21.
But I'm going to have 3 games for you on which line I should pick. We're just doing the spread from FanDuel Sportsbook today. So I'm going to pick 3 NFL games that I think you should bet on. All right. That's fine. The Minnesota Vikings against the Chicago Bears. Minnesota Vikings are a 2.5-point favorite. You can bet on the Vikings. The Bears are terrible.
They lost from Denver.
Nick agrees with me.
They lost to Denver.
The Vikings offense is good.
No Jay Jettis.
No Jay Jettis, but they're still good. And I think they should be able to beat the Chicago Bears by at least a field goal, for sure. My second game. Where is it?
I think you guys need to remember the Vikings are a team that lost by, 4 points to the Chargers and 7 points to the Chiefs.
Yeah. My second game kind of goes into that. Dallas Cowboys against the Los Angeles Chargers. Dallas Cowboys
Chargers
are a 2.5-point favorite. Bet the Chargers.
Who is it?
Cowboys against the Chargers.
Dak is going to choke like every game in existence.
And
Sorry,
I was trying to look at where the Chargers offense is ranked right now, and I couldn't get to it in time. But wherever they're at, they are definitely better than than a lot of the offenses that the Cowboys have played. And one of the offenses they did play, the 49ers, and they got killed by an actual good offense. offense.
You know, one thing I will say, the Vikings D-line isn't special, but they tore up the Chargers. Micah Parsons is going to have a heyday. Regardless of who wins, Micah Parsons is going to go on.
You know, I actually saw something last night. Micah Parsons against Trent Williams. Trent Williams is the best tackle in the league.
Yes.
But Micah Parsons did nothing the whole game. When lined up against Trent Williams, Micah Parsons did not always line up against Trent Williams. Because, I don't know.
I
he
wouldn't
was scared or
I wouldn't
something.
want to line up against either of them.
Yeah, that's true. And then this is my one iffy one, but I'm going to throw it out there. Carolina Panthers against the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins are a 13.5-point favorite. I think Carolina might sneak one out below that.
I agree
That
with
is that's my risky pick.
13.5-point spreads. Always bet the under. If you need to bet, if you're making like picks on a sheet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need to bet the under if it's a 10+ point spread because it's the NFL. Crazy things happen. And I'm not saying the Panthers are going to win at all. They won't. But I don't think it'll be a 14-point game.
Okay, the Miami Dolphins have a good offense, but I think that it's not going to be a 13.5-point spread. But I mean, we could be wrong. And then how about we'll have my ranking every week. I'll have a ranking. So I'm currently 0-0. But
Ooh, I want in on this. We could all do this.
Yeah. Well, okay, we'll have 3 games. How about?
Sure, we'll just pick 3.
All right, so I have my lock already. And then
Wait, huh?
Alright, well, I'll pick the ones. How about we just do like a random game? Or do we want to pick like
Random
winners and losers?
I feel like random.
Here,
game.
pick. Do Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Do the primetime games.
Prime time! Alright. Sunday Night Football on NBC. Alright, it's the New York Giants against the Buffalo Bills. The spread is -14 for the Buffalo Bills. Are we betting on the spread or just who's going to win?
Who's going to win?
Sure.
Just who's going
Right.
to win?
Who's going to win?
So who is it again?
Bills.
New York Giants against the Buffalo Bills.
Okay, well the Bills are gonna win.
Yeah.
Alright, I also think the Bills are going to win.
I do too.
And then Monday Night Football is Dallas Cowboys against the Los Angeles Chargers.
What's the spread?
-2.5 for the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm gonna say Chargers win.
Chargers.
I also have the Chargers.
Oh wow.
Alright. Thursday Night Football. The Denver Broncos against the Kansas City Chiefs.
What's the spread?
10.5. Kansas City.
Nick, you can go first.
No, I'm going last.
The Chiefs are gonna win.
Yeah, but I'm going to go with Denver anyways just because.
The Denver Broncos is the worst franchise I have ever watched in my life. They are terrible. I hate them with a passion. Denver Broncos are winning the game.
Are you still a Broncos fan?
Yes, I'm still a Broncos fan. And that is our end of our segment of pick
Lines with Nick.
Lines with Nick. Don't say that out of context. Lines with Nick. There you go, dude.
Okay.
Good. So we're all out of segments now because we each kind of had a segment.
Bet on the games I said though. They're locks.
Todd Graybo, I'm looking at you. We have no Evan today.
Yeah, what happened to Evan?
I don't know.
He wasn't at
He
Exos.
just didn't.
Probably
Alarm
didn't
probably
wake up.
didn't go off.
Have you been watching Kurt Benkert on TikTok?
Yes. He's a quarterback, right?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was a backup, right?
Yeah.
I don't even know if he started a game.
Doubt it.
But
He
that
was-
just kind of shows like how much knowledge even backup quarterbacks got, though.
Yeah. I just love watching him make fun of.
Dak Prescott.
Well, and like Josh Allen. Like, he just bullies Dak Prescott and Josh Allen. And is like, Brock Purdy's footwork is amazing.
I know,
Look
he
at,
loves
look at this
Brock
throw.
Purdy.
He loves Brock Purdy. It's funny.
And I feel like it's kind of because Brock Purdy was the last pick in the draft, and he like.
Probably wasn't a pick in the draft.
Yeah, I can't remember if he did go undrafted or if he went really low in the draft if he got drafted. So yeah, he was.
On Halloween.
I only know him before because he was the Packers' third string quarterback.
Yes,
And he was behind Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love.
this is true.
And now Jordan Love is in the league, throwing it to the defense, and I haven't seen one of him criticizing Jordan Love yet. I don't know if that's actually going to happen.
I
He
don't know
kind of
if he's
only does.
Is he allowed to?
Why would he not be allowed to? You can dog your past players, past teammates, but I don't know if he would want to. You know, but I think he only does primetime games. He kind of only does primetime games that often. I know. I guess he did the London.
That's
Josh
prime
Allen.
time.
Yeah, that is primetime. Is there a London game this week?
Probably.
Yeah. The Jaguars always play in London, which is really interesting to me. But my favorite part about watching London and like
It's at
European
7:30?
yeah, it's at 7:30, and there's every single jersey in that building.
I know.
I mean-
I saw a Josh Allen Wyoming jersey.
Did
Yeah.
you
last
really?
week. Yeah.
I mean, and there's just like all 32 NFL teams. There's a jersey in there,
Yep.
and it's just like it's their chance to come watch a football game. And now I feel like sometime in our lifetime we're gonna have a team over there in London.
I don't think they will because that's still like teams on a organizational standpoint don't look forward to going to London.
True.
You don't want to go to London. It's a however long flight, and which good thing they're still basically only doing it for East Coast teams.
Yeah.
But I think they're so we have like NFL Europe.
Yeah, that was a thing, and then it got.
Oh really? I think there will be more organized pro football over there.
Yeah. NFL Europe was like the G League to the NBA.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't know how long it actually lasted for.
Brock Lesnar played in NFL Europe.
Brock Lesnar did?
Yep. He also played for the Vikings. So did Roman Reigns.
Dude, every time I hear Brock Lesnar now, I think of that one SRO officer.
Yeah.
Love that dude. I don't know where he's at now. Here, right? Or
Well, I don't know.
Or did he have to go take another tour?
Another
What's
tour.
happening in the world right now?
Dude,
I feel like you know.
I do. What made you bring this up?
Because I was thinking of like tours in Iraq, and now there's like what is it, Egypt and
No, it's in Israel.
Israel.
So in Israel, I was texting a couple nights. It might have just been last night. It was because that's when it all kind of started. I was texting Miss McGinnis about it, and so I ended up like going off doing a bunch of research. Israel obviously is, I believe, the only officially Jewish country. So there's a lot of countries have like an official language.
Mhm.
So if you were to go to, we don't have an official religion.
I mean, you could say it's Christianity.
Right, but it's not like
it's not official.
right. And so, but if you were to go to, in Mexico, it may even be Catholicism. I'm not sure. But the religion of Israel, the country, is Jewish, and so they're the it's Hamas. It's basically in the way that who is the people in like Iraq, in the Middle East, the Taliban.
Yeah.
So the Taliban are like their own group trying to overthrow the government, sort of. And they're like terrorists, right? So the Hamas are doing things, I don't know if I can say this completely, they're doing horribly immoral things to Israel citizens. And I think the U.S. is going to end up stepping in.
They are like kinda already.
Yeah,
right?
I think, but I think we'll end up sending people over. I'd be surprised if we didn't.
But wait, who is attacking the?
The Hamas is what they're called.
Okay, so it's just a group of people.
Yeah, it's
Like
it's
not
like
an official country.
It's like no, but it's
like
they want to be the official country, and so I assume that they're Muslim. I'm not.
Yeah, I actually think
Because it's in the Middle East. They must be Muslim. So,
that's what we learned about in world history. Shout out noise.
what?
Muslims.
Oh,
Kinda.
just
Not really, but in the Ottoman Empire.
yeah. But because Israel is really only like it's the U.S.'s only Middle Eastern ally. And
Yeah, that makes sense.
so I think we'll end up stepping in forcefully, just like we did in the Middle East before.
You just don't want another world war. This shouldn't turn into.
It wouldn't be a world war, no.
Like
Yeah.
a world war scares me.
Well, I don't think there's anyone that isn't scared by a world war.
I think we're just all
At
dead
this point.
if we have a world war at this point. Because
Probably.
no, we're too advanced now. Like World War II, terrible, and they still had a lot of advancements.
I forgot the camera was up there.
Hi guys.
How much do you cut to like those cameras?
Rarely. If there's one like way in the background, just like a couple times. Like when Tanner's moving around, or like when you went to the back and you started typing on your computer, I'll be switching. But
thought I was hidden
Yeah, me too.
from everything.
no. Actually, you might have been when you were sitting over there.
What's happening in Russia and Ukraine? I haven't heard about it lately.
There's an issue. So this is not necessarily about Russia, Ukraine, but I'm going to use it. The media wants to make money. In the end, regardless of what political ideology it is a company that's purpose is to make money, not to provide news. But that doesn't mean that I think there should. This is the first time I'm thinking about this. I'm not sure that we'd be better off if there was some sort of government news source.
I think we'd be worse off.
Possibly. But mainstream media doesn't cover things like Russia, Ukraine, because it's not hip anymore. It's not what everyone's talking about. And so the fighting in Russia and Ukraine, or just in Ukraine, it hasn't dialed down in the last 2 years, but you haven't heard about it on the news, so you're like, oh yeah, I wonder. I doubt there's anything going on over there. I'm getting really tired of that bell. You think we can take it apart?
I don't think the school would appreciate that.
Why do we have
I
a
bet
bell
we
in
could.
here?
I bet we could.
Yeah, why is there a bell in here?
That that conversation kind of reminds me of something I saw from, man, I can't think of his name. Something Tyson. He's like an
Mike.
astrologist.
Neil deGrasse?
Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson. He said this. He was like, the world is getting safer every single year. But because of what we see in the media, we think it's getting so much worse. And he had like numbers and stuff because like he's smart. But he was he had like a bunch of numbers, and he was like, this proves or whatever that every single year we are getting safer, like in the terms of like medically, and people don't just like 100 people don't just like die from a fire randomly like they would like 100 years ago or whatever. So he was saying that we are actually getting safer, but mainstream media is pushing that the world is getting way more dangerous. Interesting food.
I'm not saying I agree or disagree with that. And I'm sure there's some sort of statistic that can kind of generally say like, oh, this is, I mean, you can argue that
Someone got pulled over.
So there's probably a statistic that argues that saving up money is bad.
Yeah, that's also true.
Right. And so I'm not sure what statistic he saw, obviously, and he says a lot of stuff like that. He'll go on Joe Rogan and talk about health.
Yeah.
And he'll go on Joe Rogan and talk about public safety. He's an astrophysicist.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he's the one qualified to be informing the public about something like that. And I'm not saying he can't. You can learn, right? And you can.
He's at Joe Rogan a lot.
He is. I'm sure he learns just fine. He went to like however many years in college. I'm sure he's good at learning. But I don't know.
Yeah, but you could also say that in 1700 we were safer because we couldn't get a nuke dropped on us.
Yeah, right. And you
see,
could
like
also
more
say,
people are dying per capita.
In the year 1100, we were safer because we didn't have modern firearms. Like,
yeah, but more people are dying. That's the thing. Like a percentage of people back then were dying. A higher percentage were dying then than they are now.
Yeah.
Because like
percentage.
Like say like 5 people got ran over in a carnival. That would be mainstream media, right? For like a day.
Right.
And then like
maybe like 4 hours.
Yeah. See, that would be a big deal, but say like 200 years ago, if a box dropped on 4 people and they all died, is that making mainstream media?
No.
No, exactly. So, like, I think his point was the less people die like that more often.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a safer world, because you can't say that it's safer now, because, like, a nuke could get dropped on us right now.
Right.
We could all easily die.
This gets really political, and yeah, I just don't want to dive into it. I think that there's, like you kind of said, there's not necessarily the media, but just people in general thinking that something is more dangerous than it is, or
That's how it be sometimes.
It is. Thank you for watching this episode of Your Local Teens. Make sure to
Like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, hit that little bell if you're on YouTube.
Hit that follow button.
Let's go.